Hey there guys, how you doing? I'm Yalek, and I am just checking on something. Okay. Um, that probably means we should do this then. Solid plan. Anyway, hi. So, I have literally just had a boost session die. I don't know why exactly. I don't really have anything big planned for tomorrow, but I've just found this afternoon and evening I've had a whole bunch of time to like get all of my booming out of the way. So I don't think I owe an operation hit again. 1 in the morning tomorrow, and then nothing until like, geez, no, not even 8 o'clock tomorrow night, something like that. Anyway, like, just, I don't know why exactly, but got all of my obligations, so to speak, out of the way. The trader is drunk again. That's awful. So am I. That's less awful. And since I had a boost going anyway on this account because of, you know, the hit that was required for this task force, I took advantage. This is one of my so-called warrior accounts. It's 631, 6 GBE, 3 damage, and 1 troop health. And this is the task force where I hang out with guys who push leaderboard. So this is my friend, new student's base. And he has been anywhere, he has been up to 7-7 with 2 shield gens. Right now he's at 5-5 with 2 shield gens, and he put his base out again, and boy, I mean, first of all, dropping from 6 ice to 5 is welcome, thank you. I mean, I love the challenge, don't get me wrong. It is also fun to win sometimes, and tonight I actually got some wins, and I got some wins I did the couple hits that were required early on, and then after that I spent out the rest of my boost just attacking this base, because I have been looking forward to this for actually a couple days. Like, there's not often that I get a block of like an hour just to sit and do this. This is all this one base, and this is all tonight. You know, within the last 3 hours, because this boost just died. If you want to count those, feel free. I'm not going to bother, but that's a lot of attacks. But I look forward to it when I can set aside a block of time and I've got this boost and on this account, and fairly decent statues down here on this account. GBE off by 1, troop health is not great at all, but you know, that's not the most important one right now. That one will improve, and I don't really worry about that. And then a damage, which is only off by 1, and all the guardians are, I believe, perfect here. So, I mean, some pretty good statues, and I mean, obviously I don't have endless reserves here, but it doesn't matter when you're doing a friendly challenge. So I get my boost going, I get my warriors going, and I just go to town on these. So much fun. So, with this guy's base, new student. Oh, by the way, I should probably, well, you'll see the base in a minute, but he's at 1504 right now, medals, as you can see up in the upper left, and we'll have a look at the global leaderboard. I don't know where he is in his push, like in terms of time, but the global leaderboard, by the way, has been adjusting downwards somewhat. We don't have people at 2800 VP anymore, I notice. Interesting. So 1504, I mean, there's a ways to go to get to his top 50 there, but this account is set to Egypt. I mean, he'd be #1 in Egypt by quite a bit. Yeah. Anyway, baller. Good for him. So it's a pretty serious base. I have a lot of fun with it. And so early on, a couple hits to warm up there, and then this win streak here, I was just practicing a formula I had settled on pretty recently. We'll pick one. It doesn't matter which one, and we'll watch it. I don't know, you know, like I don't know which one was cleaner or not at this point. Did you see how many attacks I did on this base? Yeah. So this was an unlucky attack. On a lucky attack, that machine gun up there would have been down in one. So all of these early attacks, I was just practicing this one style of hit, which is this. Tried barding the shield gen, or barding a shield gen with this base, and just had nowhere near, even in the best of circumstances, did not have the GBE to finish the job. So just ruled out that tactic immediately. So that leaves, you know, going for one shield gen and then going at the headquarters, which is what you're going to see on this approach. That laser, man, I have been dancing with that laser all night long, and I am not a fan when the lasers go away. When the lasers go away again. You know, there are some prototypes that are almost of no concern to me at all, but it's the rapid fire rate, I think, on the lasers. Either way, they do a world of hurt. So with this approach, you're basically, I have one shock opposite bullet on the HQ, and I have just been trying to keep medkits going on my warriors. This hit is all about timing. I'm trying to time bullet. I have the 8 count like ingrained into my attacks. Even when I'm not using bullet, sometimes I find myself counting on a hit. 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000. You're trying to maintain that and maintain your med kits and keep an eye on the shock timer on that one shock opposite you. Refresh it, as you know. All of these things need to be done in the optimal way. And you can just stand there with your warriors. If you're doing it right, then you can just stand there with your warriors in the midst of a ridiculous base like that, and you can actually sit there and calmly just rip it to shreds and win. It's not my favorite method though, and it's very, very finicky. So after a while, I mean, I did a bunch of that, and I was just, I mean, it was, yeah. Alright, so I've got that one down, basically, and at that point I wanted to try some other stuff, so I started trying some different attacks, and in particular, the one that I wanted to work on was the other style of attack that you tend to do with 2 shield generators. As I mentioned earlier, well, there are 3 really, but I'd already ruled out just barding a shield generator, so that was off the table. But you can do that. Bart one, go get the other with troops, take down the HQ. This was Bart none, take down one with your troops, and then go just shred through the other shield and kill the HQ. This is the approach where you take out the shield generators with your troops entirely and then go for the HQ. And I love seeing this method of, you know, killing one of these bases done, because it's really beautiful. It's a little bit artistic. It's maybe a little bit autistic as well. I don't know. Like, yeah, I'm kind of a perfectionist about it, but man, just walking your troops around a nasty base like this, and I don't know, it's a thing of beauty. It's something to behold. However, it's a little finicky, as you will see, especially with that laser around, because, you know, that laser has an itchy trigger finger. And again, well, just, I don't know which is which here and what looked best, but there was a little bit of practicing on this one. A lot of times on this base, what I will do is throw a critter over here, and that's to distract things a little bit, but also to clear those mines. And on certain of these hits, I went with that approach, and on others, I did not. But there are a bunch of mines to run through there, so... Oh, this hit was supposed to be a practice run. I just remembered. You see that art come flying in over there. You can see where the ground is still scorched. I've been removing, there's a regular mine and a shock mine over here, separated. So one corner of this building, the other corner of this building. I remove that on every single attack that I do because they are just very much a nuisance. Other shock, I don't know why, the particular placement of that shock mine is always a problem. That would probably be worth analyzing because there's another one over here. See the outline of it. It's not showing as a shock mine, but it is a shock mine. That one is not a problem because it's going to lie on a very direct path that my warriors will be following along this way. That one's not a problem at all. This one is a pain in the ass, and I always get rid of it. And so I got my warriors here without clearing any of these mines, and I wanted to see what my troop totals would be like. I got here and I still had all 64 of my warriors. Obviously some of them are fully healthy and some of them are somewhat less healthy, but either way they're all there. So then I decided I should probably take this for real and try to finish. This was supposed to be a practice run on the planning the larger hit to smoke warriors over to this shield generator, flash kill it, smoke them over to this one, flash kill it, come over to the that. And when I got here, running through all those mines and not losing any warriors, I decided I should probably just play it out like I actually meant it. And this was a win, so that apparently worked out well. So here's where the laser tends to come into play. Watch this. This little corner right here, it is so hard not to peek on that little corner. This between these buildings, so hard not to peek. And then they're warriors. They're always bunched up because they gather around buildings. So when a laser fires through them, I mean, it does a lot of damage, way more than you would think. There are prototypes that I don't even pay attention to. A Doom cannon basically doesn't exist in my world, and blasters are marginally noticeable. You never see microwavers and you never see grapplers at this level. You never see a boom surprise, and even if you did, it wouldn't matter, and so on. But lasers are a pain, and honestly, a CMO is a kiss of death on this hit. Because if you've got one CMO where that laser is right now, there we go. That makes me so happy. Again, much appreciation and many thanks to New Student for putting his base out for me to do this too. But I did this. I mean, I was waiting for this boost, this time to sit there and just crank with warriors for a couple solid hours or whatever that was. I was interrupted by War Factory. Imitation Game popped up on my map, so I went and did that and drummed up some intel elsewhere. So otherwise, there would actually have been more attacks in that attack log that you see there, but, duty called. But I had come to that in the first place. Looking forward, I knew I was going to be doing that boost and so on anyway, but I had just come from a different account and I had just come off warships, and it sucked so hard. That account, like this one, does not have endless reserves, and all I've got is warriors because they started us with stupid... No, you literally just watched me do stupid shit with warriors, right? I love warriors more than anyone else on the planet when you can properly use them. You don't start a warship season with no GBE and no flares and no smokes and no medkits and only warriors and everybody has flamethrowers. What the fuck was Supercell thinking? I'm sorry, I realize that's probably way out of line, and it was just unplayable, and it was so frustrating because on that account, the only reason that I have to play warships at all is that I would like to pick up a few extra crystals because the statues are awful. And, you know, that's my own fault for sure. But still, would just, like, have tried to recommit to improving the statues on that account. And, I haven't opened warships on any of my other accounts in the last, I can't even tell you how long. But on that one, you in your chests on warships, you do occasionally get crystals and shards and frags and things. And so I set out to try to take down a couple of engine rooms with a purpose, just because, you know, I wanted to improve my statues. And I can't even take down an engine room because there's 10 million flamethrowers everywhere, and I don't have shocks or flare, and all I have is warriors. Just like, I'm continuously running my warriors into flamethrowers and not winning anything, not taking down anything. I could not. Absolutely unplayable, useless crap. So then I came back to this account, and I came back to this boost. May it rest in peace. It was a beautiful boost. And I came back to what I love to do, which is this. And this is like my therapy for the night, to be honest with you. A couple of practice hits and a couple of hits. I mean, this was a formula that I knew would work in the first place. I like pre-established, so just got my timing and stuff back, and then went and knocked a few of those out, and then tried some new stuff, and a couple of those I went again with the GBE attacks, trying to take out a shield gen that way. It still does not work. I don't know why. Either way, just solid not working, because I can't start, you know, if I'm going to GBE one shield generator and use troops to get the other, I can't start an attack with like 72 GBE. It just doesn't work. It will never work. So a few of those in there, and that didn't work, but okay, that's fine. We have other methods. We'll move on to those, and then a couple of practice and fails, I'm sure, and then, oh, actually, no, because this was the one that we just watched. That was the start of the style of attack where I was using troops for both shields, and I was surprised to win. And that, you know, I mean, that went fairly well too. This makes me so happy, and it's just the absolute opposite of I'll be good. It's just the absolute opposite of a warship. Different strokes for different folks. This makes me happy. Whatever warships is or is meant to be, that does not make me happy. I think I'm, nope, use the critters on that one. I think I just might be old-fashioned, or set in my ways, or something. One way or the other, I am quick with these little bastards. And that makes me happy. Oh yeah, I remember that one. I was like yelling at this at the end of this attack. I was yelling at that HQ like, you have to be down. There was no health left on it. 2 warriors left there. Good times. That was time well spent. I enjoyed that. Anyway, I hope there's something here for you as well. Like, thumbs up, you know how it goes, and I'll catch you guys later. Have a great day.